Tell me, Chan, and be honest, what was the last video game that you actually finished?
Finished as in 100%ed, like all side activities, all challenges, all hidden items?
No, heavens no. I think we can safely assume that no individual over the age of 25 who both works for a living and has successfully maintained a socially acceptable level of personal hygiene has ever had enough time to 100% a modern game. No, I just mean, what was the last game that you were able to roll credits on?
That's easy enough. It would have been Yakuza 0. Good story, solid narrative use of live poultry.
And you finished it recently?
Well, fairly recently, I think, just after the North American launch. It's not a very old game.
So basically, you haven't finished a game since 2017.
I made it to the part in the Final Fantasy VII Remake where Cloud wears an evening gown, and if you stop there, that kind of creates a complete character arc from a certain perspective.
I wasn't casting judgment, Chen. Far from it. If literature classes were studying my playthroughs, the hero's journey would consist of about 3 hours of introductory tutorials and an abandoned save file. My tactic for getting past most boss battles now is to hit the 1.5 speed option on the YouTube playthrough.
It does seem to be something of a widespread issue of late.
It's an epidemic, Chan, and it's only going to get worse. Between packed schedules and the siren song of new releases, commitments to video games in progress have always been precarious, but add Xbox Game Pass to the mix, and the entire house of cards comes down. How can you finish one game with 50 others waiting in the wings? It's like if the 2013 Steam Summer Sale never ended.
There's no denying that the gaming landscape is changing, brother.
The landscape's always changing, Chan, and as developers, we've always changed with it. When consoles went HD, we were right there, upscaling to 540 interlaced. When microtransactions first became a thing, we were at the ready, charging $5 for virtual hamster goggles. But how do you develop for a modern audience that is being actively programmed to keep turning the dial?
Perhaps we could start by incorporating elements into our metaphors that are slightly more up-to-date than radio dials.
Okay, fine, transistors, vacuum tubes, whatever's hip. The point is, it was already hard to keep a gamer's attention, and now we're just one in an absolute sea of flashing neon time wasters. Most major publishers have already abandoned the pretense of making good games, and instead are just making games that actively punish you if you stop playing. Is this the future, Chan? Is it a choice between developing predatory live service games or making games designed to be completed in 15 minutes and never touched again?
I imagine the latter would shave some time off the dev cycle.
The other option, I suppose, is to avoid competition entirely by developing ever-increasingly niche titles targeted to extremely specific, extremely special interests. Like, pick a fanfiction forum at random and just do that.
So it would be like Nintendo's Blue Ocean strategy, but with a pregnant Garfield.
You have to admit we'd have the market cornered.
It might be a more prudent business plan at this point to just go ahead and die.
Still here, searching for more of our antics? Why, this is the internet, video gamers. Just subscribe and let us come to you.
Also be sure to hit the notifications button, because otherwise YouTube doesn't believe you really mean it.
Trust issues, brother, they've been hurt before.